Hi children, welcome to our class. Last class we have seen that atomic number and mass number. Today we will see a new topic, the isotopes and isobars. In nature, some of the elements are occupying with different mass numbers. Normally, a particular element should have a particular atomic number and mass number, but in nature, some elements exist in nature with different mass numbers. What is the reason for existing in different mass numbers? You know the mass number is the sum of protons and neutrons. Atomic number will not change. That means number of neutrons will be changing them. Okay, that is the reason for existence of this isotopes. Isotopes are there because some of the elements will have various different number of neutrons there. So, depending on that they will have different atomic numbers. And same element is existing in different atomic number, then that is known as isotope. So, we can see isotopes. Isotopes, we can define isotopes as the same elements. Same element existing in different mass numbers. Different mass numbers. Atomic number will not change. If atomic number changes, the element will change but the element is same there. So, same element existing with a different mass number, that existence we are calling it as the isotopes. We can see some examples. For example, hydrogen, three existences are there for hydrogen. Hydrogen, we can say, first case we can say hydrogen isotope is 1H1. 1H1 is known as protium. 1H1 is known as protium. In this protium, see, one proton is there and here mass number is there. Mass number is only 1. That means 1 plus 0 is 1. So, we can say that mass number there is no neutrons present. Protium has no neutrons. Only one proton is there and same one electron will be there, but no neutrons are there for this. No neutrons are there for this protium. Okay, that is the first isotope, protium. Then second isotope for hydrogen is deuterium, that is 1H2. It is deuterium. Deuterium, and it has mass number 2. That means one proton, one neutron is there. Okay, that is why total 2. So, deuterium is the second isotope of hydrogen. Same atomic number will be the same, but mass number is 2. Then 1H3, that is tritium. Tritium is the third isotope of hydrogen and it has 2 neutrons there. 1H3 means 2 neutrons are there, then 1 proton is there. And this protium is normal hydrogen element. What we are talking about, normal hydrogen, always that will be protium. And deuterium we can represent D also. Deuterium is also represented as like this also we can represent deuterium, that is used as a heavy water in nuclear reactors. In nuclear reactors we are using that deuterium. Okay. And tritium is a radioactive one. Tritium is radioactive one. Okay. So, all the three are the isotopes of hydrogen. Same atomic number, but they are present in different mass number. Same way, one more or a few more examples we can see in case of chlorine. Chlorine 1735 is one isotope of chlorine and chlorine 17, 37 is another isotope of chlorine. Then for carbon also, carbon 6, 12 is there and carbon 6, 14 is also there, as these are the two isotopes of carbon. So, same element existing in different mass numbers, then we will call that pair as the or that group as the isotope. Okay. Now we can see what is yes, we can see some applications of this isotopes. Isotopes are used there in various areas of our life. Applications of isotopes. Applications of isotopes. Okay, this medicinal field isotopes, some of the isotopes are used medicinal field. Why do they use? To detect the leukemia and all, and also to detect the cancerous cells and all. In medicinal field we are using this isotope. Okay, so in medicinal field isotope of cobalt, isotope of cobalt we are using it for the cancer treatment. Okay, and then isotope of iodine we are using it for the treatment of goiter. Thyroid swelling is there. For that we are using isotope of iodine, that for the treatment of goiter. And isotope of uranium is used as a nuclear fuel. As a nuclear fuel, we are using isotopes are nuclear fuel. Okay, and also we are using this isotopes to detect the leakage of pipes. Leakage of pipes which is going through the ground, underground pipes. If pipes are buried there under, that any leakages we cannot identify. So, if we are passing isotopes through that, any gaps are there, through the gap it will be coming out. So, that we can detect that leakage of pipes through which oils and water is going, that oils are passing, that leakage can be identified by using this isotopes. So, there are various usage for isotopes. Certain isotopes we can use it as a fuel. Uranium isotope is used as a fuel there, and for detecting the leaking pipes which is passing through ground. And in the medicinal field also, cobalt for the treatment of cancer and iodine for the detection of thyroid and like so goiter, like so we are using. And this carbon 14, we have seen that carbon one isotope is the carbon 14, and that is used for radiocarbon dating. It is the detection of age of fossils, for detecting how much age is there, that fossils and all. For detecting that we are using that carbon 14 which is known as radiocarbon dating. Okay, now we can move to our next topic, that is isobars. What do you mean by isobars? Isobars are the different elements with different, if it is element is different, atomic number also will be different, but different element with the same mass number. For example, we can see nitrogen 7 and 14. This is the atomic number and mass number for normal nitrogen. And one more radiocarbon isotope we have seen, that carbon 614. See, these two pairs will have the same mass number, but they are different elements. Okay, such a pair is known as isobars. So, we can define that isobars are atoms of different elements with different mass numbers, with different atomic number and with the same mass number. Different atoms of different elements with the same mass number and different atomic number. Such a pairs are known as isobars. Okay. And this isobars also have different uses. And can you say another example for this isobar? Isobar, another example, the nitrogen and carbon is one example there. Then if you are talking about different other examples for isobar, we can see there argon and calcium. Yes, argon atomic number is 18 and mass number is 40. Okay, argon mass number is 40. So, same way calcium atomic number is 20 and mass number is 40. So, these two have same mass number but they are different elements. So, such a pair is known as isobar. Okay. So, you understood the difference between isotopes and isobar. Okay. Now, we have seen how to write the electronic configuration of an atom. So, from the elements from atomic number 1 to 18, that electronic configuration and number of protons and number of neutrons and number of electrons and also the valencies are given in your textbook page number 51. Textbook page 51, a table is the table number 4.1. Table 4.1 clearly gives the electronic configuration of different elements and their number of proton, number of electron, number of neutron, valency, everything is the from atomic number 1 to 18. So, you have to by heart the atomic number and the elements named from 1 to 18. And in your notebook, 2 more elements are included after 18, 2 more elements are included potassium and calcium. Potassium and calcium have different electronic configuration. Normally, how to write that electrons, that configuration has some rule, but these two elements are not obeying that rule. There is some exception for them. So, their electronic configuration for potassium, the electronic configuration is KLMN 2882 and for calcium it is 2882 and for potassium it is 2881. 19 is the atomic number for potassium. So, we can say that these are the two exceptional electronic configurations. Normally, from 1 to 18 it is given there in the textbook and notebook as per the rule, but these are some exceptional cases. They have some different electronic configuration, that is 2881 and 2882 for potassium and calcium respectively. You have to by heart this also. And one more thing is, last class we have seen the valency there. And we have seen that valency is the combining capacity, or it is the number of electrons gained or lost during a chemical reaction. But certain elements will not participate in any of the reactions. Why? Because they already possess a stable electronic configuration. What do you mean by that stable configuration? Yes, if that outermost shell contain 8 electrons, then that configuration will be stable. So, such a stable electronic configuration, if they possess already, then they will not participate in any of the chemical reactions, and for them the valency will be 0. So, some elements will have the valency 0, they are known as valency 0 for certain elements. Argon valency 0, neon valency 0, helium valency 0, all these have valency 0. So, we can say that these are 0 group elements. Okay. They are the noble gases. Noble gases, how many names are the noble gases have valency 0, because already 8 electrons in the outermost shell, that is very stable. They will not participate in any of the chemical reactions. Hope you understood this much. Today we have seen that isotopes and isobars, we have seen that applications of isotopes and examples for the isotopes and isobars we have seen. And one more portion is remaining see in nature what is actually what you have studied, the atomic mass of chlorine. Yes, in that previous chapter you have studied the atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5. And how that atomic mass came as a fractional value. How do it came as a fractional value? Normally we will be getting a whole number there. But we know that chlorine in the atmosphere is existing in two different forms, Cl35 and Cl1737. And this 35 form is present the 75. 75% this is present in the atmosphere and 25% this is present. So, if you are taking the average of this, atomic mass will come as 35.5. It will not come as a whole value. And how can we take that average atomic mass? So, 30 Cl chlorine 17. So, 17 atomic mass 35 is present in 75% and with atomic mass 37 is present as 25%. So, calculating that we will get 100, that is equal to 1 by 25, and this is if we are dividing that 1 by 3 and this is 1 by 4. So, 35 into 1 by 3 plus 37 into 1 by 4. So, if you are doing that, what you will get if you are taking that LCM and all, you will get 4 into 35 plus 3 into 37 divided by 12. That divided by 12 we will take to other side. So, at that time what you will get 4 into 35 plus 3 into 37 is equal to 12. Okay, so what you will get as the atomic mass, you will be getting there as after doing this you can divide it so that you will be getting that atomic mass as you can use that calculation 12 you can use 35 into 4 140 and 37 into 3 251. 200 and you can use the 200 140 plus 111. Okay, 251 by 12. So, if you are doing that, what you will get So, if you are doing that calculation, you will be getting 35.5. 12 into 2. So, here I think any mistake is we can once again we can do that problem from here we can do it again. Okay, from here we can do it again. This 35 into 75 by 100 plus 37 into 25 by 100, that you will get it as 105. You will get that answer as 105 plus 105 divided by 4. Multiplying, you will get 105 divided by 4 and 37 divided by 4. Denominators are the same, so you can calculate add it together so that you will get 142 by 4. At that time you will be getting 35.5, and what is the unit of atomic mass? It is 35 U. It is U. So that atomic mass here we are taking as the average atomic mass. Okay, that is why that atomic mass came as a fractional value, the decimal value, the normally it would be a whole number, but if their isotopes are existing there, it will have a decimal value. Okay, I hope you understood this much. Thank you.